morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to 2025. Yep, we're here. It's a new year, and I guess more of the same. I hope that you've had a safe and good all year's night going into the new year. I hope that if you've travelled out, I hope you've got back safely. Hope that all your family are well and good as you sit down or stand up or watch this video on the sly while you're at work. Some of you do that. Anyway, I hope that you're all well. I'm good. I had a quiet New Year, stayed in, um, watched lots of videos, ate lots of food, lots of fruit, and lots of lots of fruit, and then had some Caribbean rice and peas and chicken. That was quite nice as well. And just chilled, just relaxed, and for once just sat. I could see from where I live the fireworks going off. That was good. And then I tuned in and watched it on TV as well. So it was good. It was good to just be able to do that. So let's get into this boxing. I'm going to call it a review. I'm going to kind of use it as a preview. I'm going to kind of use last year to kind of look into this year. Um, and obviously, you've seen the fights. Yes, JDDM. Thank you so much. Let's go. So I want to kind of use last year, not as a review of the fights as such. I hope you can hear me well, by the way. Not as a review of the fights, but as sort of like pick certain points, topics that come up, and I hope they don't come up in 2025. So hopefully we've learned a lesson because to me, it seems that we're not learning the lesson. There were some lessons taught to us maybe in 2023. I'm going to use three men. I'm going to use the heavyweights. I'm going to use Usyk, Fury, and Joshua. They're the three people I could use. I could use many more, but they're the three in particular I want to pick. Um, Happy New Year, Stacy. God, why? It's been a long time ago, isn't it, Stacy? Wow. Happy New Year to you too. It's good to see you. I want to pick these three, and I'm going to pick it before we know the results. Tyson Fury, the best heavyweight in the world. Tyson Fury, that would smash Muhammad Ali to bits. Tyson Fury, the all-time great. Now, remember, I'm just using this as a not what we know now. Let's track back in time, right? Anthony Joshua, the best heavyweight in the world. Anthony Joshua, that would beat Muhammad Ali. Yeah. Okay. Alexander Usyk, the small heavyweight, too small. Um, Joshua's too big. Fury's too big, too strong. How can you live with the big heavyweights? But yet we had an era before that. We had the likes of Evander Holyfield. We had the likes of Michael Mora. Do I have to go on Roy Jones Jr.? Guys who David Hay, who'd come up from cruiser, some had come from cruiserweight up to heavyweight, or some light heavyweight even, come up to heavyweight and beat the brakes off much bigger guys. We'd seen this over and over. We saw David Hay against Valuev, much smaller guy. It's a 7 foot, I don't know, 25 stone heavyweight. I don't know how big Valuev was. We saw Holyfield put a beating on Valuev as well. They didn't give him the decision. I'm going to go back and forth with things. I gave examples of when Michael Moore, the light heavyweight, fought Mike the Giant White, 7 foot tall. What Moore is 6'1". He throws a right hand left combination and timber. Down goes Mike the Giant White. I mean, I could go on. Evander Holyfield dropping Riddick Bowe in that epic third fight. Evander Holyfield in his second fight, Riddick Bowe rocking Riddick Bowe and almost knocking him out before the guy comes through the the air the parachute guy. Remember him? I talked about Tyson Fury and Jerry Cooney and Michael Spinks. I talked about these fights, but it seems for some reason our boxing pundits seem to be I don't know if they're paid to say what they're saying or they don't like to track history, but it just seems that they seem to miss out key components. Let's go back to when Joshua fought Usyk, yeah? And in the first fight, when I was talking about Anthony Joshua and his mental setup, how he seemed to be very, I don't know, too nice to Usyk, too nice in the press conference. The first press conference they had, it was not even wanted to sign autographs with Usyk after the same behavior we learnt from the Andy Ruiz fight. I said fighters fight in patterns. I've said it for years to you all. Fighters fight in patterns, and they kind of leave you a trail of what's going to come next with them. A lot of them don't change. They kind of do the same things mentally over and over again. We saw with Joshua, we was kind of handing the belt over to Ruiz in the fight before getting knocked out. You know, we saw in the rematch, Ruiz was not in any shape whatsoever. And I said to you all before about the second fight, where I believe I met a guy from high up in the zone. They said they'll get the belts back, and I just believe that Ruiz partied his way into the night, and the belts are regained by Joshua. Hard work, dedication, whatever. Let's move on. So my point is this: so Joshua fights Usyk, he gets beat by Usyk. Okay, so remember Tyson Fury, heavyweight champion of the world. He goes on to defeat Deontay Wilder, smash him to bits in the second fight, and the third fight gets dropped twice, but still goes on to beat Wilder. All right, just keep those thoughts there in the background. He's also watching Anthony Joshua now get beat twice by Usyk. So the first fight he gets beat by Usyk, yeah. Okay, so they're like, oh, he tried to box with Usyk. This time he needs to bully him. He needs to walk forward. He needs to bully him. He needs to put more weight on, and he needs to be more aggressive. Be more aggressive to Usyk. Come forward more. Okay, but how did that work out for you? I'll tell you how it worked out for Joshua. He had a meltdown. Can somebody answer me this question? Why is it every time Joshua gets beat up, knocked out, stopped, he ends up going to Nigeria? I don't understand it. When he got beat up by Ruiz, he took himself to Nigeria. When he got he got beat by Usyk, he found himself in Nigeria. And he got stopped by Dubois, he's found himself back in Nigeria. Why can't he go to Nigeria as like champ? I don't understand. Anyway, that's a separate thing. And if somebody can kind of at some point in the comment section afterwards explain that to me, I'd like to know. Anyway, let's go back now. So Usyk gets beat by Usyk beats Joshua. Not once, beats him twice. So as he beats him twice, the second time they talk about him putting more weight on. Fair enough. Put more weight on. You go forward. We'll get Robert Garcia. We'll give him Mexican style. Robert Garcia had done nothing at heavyweight, but anyway, bring him in. Let's see what we can do there. Military mindset. Blah 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 blah. He gets beat. Josh has a meltdown. Then we have Fury talking about he's too small, he's a rabbit, he's a foreigner, he won't make any money with Usyk and blah de blah de blah de blah. Yeah, you know, Tyson Fury, the guy who's gonna go, who beat Muhammad Ali, he's the great heavyweight of all time, who cleaned up Lennox Lewis, blah de blah de blah de blah. Okay, so Fury and Usyk fight. For the first fight, we all saw what happened. Usyk won't have the power to stop Fury. He can't hurt Fury. Blah de blah de blah de blah. He stopped. He rocks Fury in the ninth round. People are astonished by it. Don't know why. But anyway, we go on to 12 rounds. Usyk gets the decision. So we have the rematch. We saw the Joshua fight, right? And we saw that when you put more weight on you, you get bigger against Usyk, and you try to take it to Usyk, it doesn't work. So why does Fury think he would do the same thing? So what does he do? He comes in heavier, which makes him slower, which makes him susceptible to get caught with more punches. And we have these people saying, "Oh yeah, because Fury's bigger now, because he's bigger now, he's gonna he's gonna he's gonna knock out Usyk." Really, I thought he'd be slower, so it'd be easy to counter. And Usyk fighting you the first time, The best time he would have beat Usyk was the first time because he'd have come the second time and he fight better. If you watch Usyk in the second fight, when Fury tried to hold him, Usyk was using the old elbow to push him off, didn't allow Fury to hold him, was able to work his boss frame more punches to the body. When Fury would throw a punch, Usyk would finish off in a combination. Um, so, and then another thing, Deontay Wilder. Before Fury fought Wilder, people in the comment section were saying to me, "Ah, Wilder can't box. Wilder's this. Wilder's wild. Windmill Wilder." Yeah, remember it said all the things and discredited Wilder. He's a shit boxer. He can't box. He's terrible. He's this. He's that. Okay, Fury fights him now. Gets dropped by him. Right. Fury beats him. Then they think that because he beat Wilder, he can use in the second fight the strategy used against Wilder to go and fight Usyk. I've never heard so much nonsense in my life. And there were people that actually going, he looked good in the Wilder 2 fight. But you're the same people that said Wilder couldn't box. So are we going to use the strategy of a strategy against a guy who couldn't box against a master boxer? That doesn't think that doesn't seem to make much sense to me. Me, if I were fighting Usyk, I'd be bringing in James Ali Bashir into camp. I don't understand why these people, these boxers, are not bringing Ali Bashir into camp. Drop your ego, bring Bashir into camp. You've got a better chance of beating Usyk because you know what Usyk, he knows about Usyk's movement. He knows what Usyk can do and what Usyk cannot do. Why have Happy New Year, Adam? Why has nobody used that strategy? The only one who tried to use that strategy was Dubois, and that kind of started to work because I think Dubois was doing well against Usyk. This other he's doing well against Usyk. Um, but who knows? Usyk better than Uncle. Exactly. Why didn't they ever use? Why didn't they get somebody like? I understand it. I never got it. I never understood it. Like if Emmanuel Stewart was alive today, Bashir would have been in his corner. And Bashir, hold on. Bashir and Usyk, Bashir and Stewart would have worked together to find a style to beat Usyk. I don't. Again, um, I think that as much as Andy Lee's a good trainer and Sugar Hill's a decent trainer, I don't think those guys have the knowledge that Bashir has. I really don't. Do you know what the relationship is with James and Sugar? Um, yeah, pretty much so. Um, Sugar Hill was a little boy when Bashir was around. From what I understand, Sugar Hill and Stewart weren't that close because Bashir was Emmanuel Stewart's right hand man. That he was right hand man. Look at the age gap between uh, Stewart, Sugar Hill, and Bashir. Bashir's in his 70s. So Emmanuel Stewart, I don't know how old man Stewart is now. Sugar Hill was a little boy in comparison. So you tell me. So you tell me. I mean, I'd get the man himself to tell you, but from what I understand, and for the years I've been talking to Uncle Bashir. I mean, Sugar was a little boy in comparison in knowledge. So it's what he learned was relative. I don't know. I don't know, but they pay a lot of importance to Sugar Hill. But the real crunk man there would be Bashir. If anyone's going to know how the Kronk style is and how the Kronk style worked, aside Manistu, would be James Ali Bashir, not Sugar Hill, because of the years when Manistu was going into a big fight and he called for Bashir many a time. But anyway, so did we learn the lesson? Joshua got beaten the second fight, thinking if he just walked forward and tried to take Usyk out, he'd win the fight. Fury went and did the same thing. So we understand that bigger doesn't mean better. Because you put more weight on, it doesn't make you a better fighter in that sense. I mean, obviously, you've weight trained, we'll talk a different conversation. The heavyweights excludes that situation. I'm talking about the heavyweights. Maybe if you're middleweight and you got to like heavyweight, you may have been draining your weight, body weight. That's different conversation. But the heavyweights I'm talking about here, Fury bulked him up and put him a weight on because he thought that that would work because he beat Wilder in the second fight. That is not justification for you believing you're going to beat Usyk in a rematch. That is not justification. That's lazy, very very lazy. In fact, that's what game plan is that? I'm going to get bigger. I'm going to put more weight on, and I'm going to put weight on Usyk. So what happens if Usyk wiggles out of that? You can't lean your weight on Usyk. What happens if he slips out of that? You've got a problem. If you're carrying a weight around, you can't utilize that weight effectively. You've got a problem. So you're heavy, but that's one side of things. When Lennox Lewis, if you watch Lennox Lewis when he fought a big man, Lennox Lewis would get over he'd lean over the big man and he'd make sure he put his whole weight down so your back would arch and your head would be facing forward. Lennox used to do it, and he put his chin on the fighter's back as well. So he'd really lean his weight down. That's how you did that properly. Lennox would do that. Fury's not like that. Fury's not like that. Lennox will lean on you because he managed to taught him the proper way to do it. You look at Klitschko, he did it as well. Klitschko would lean. You see, watch when Lennox fought Evander Holyfield. He'd get Holyfield and he'd lean on him. Just like how Klitschko fought David Haye. Got on him and lean on him. And Haye knew that. So what he would do is sink. He would sink to his knees. So he'd sink. So he didn't carry the weight. He didn't try and fight with him. That's where you sap the energy from the legs. Do you know what I mean? Because you're carrying that weight on top of you, and then you're having to use those legs to maneuver around the ring. Fury didn't use this. When you fight something like Wilder, who's tall and long like that, and you're pushing him back, that's different because you're actually using your weight as and you move more or less in straight lines back. You're pushing Wilder back in straight lines. It's very different. But when you've got a guy who's a moving target, Wilder is flat-footed in comparison to Usyk's style because Usyk's more of a mover and counter you, mover and counter you. Wilder, you just walk him straight back. You walk him straight back. His chin is in the end. You walk him straight back. We double up the jab and walk him straight back. He's there to be hit. But Usyk's not like that because Usyk gives you lateral movement. So first of all, you're pushing a guy back like it's easy to lean on him, and he's a lot light, and you lean on him. Do you know what I mean? Whereas Usyk's different. If you push forward like that, Usyk will shift to the sides, or he'll wait for you, throw a left right down the pipe, and then spin out, and leave you having to turn around afterwards. So you can't really you can't compare the two styles. I mean, it's a shame that even that Kronk style of yeah we're gonna bulk up and knock him out. You're not doing that, bro. It's not happening. The guy's already got a good chin. He's got good movement. He rocked you in the first fight, and he can hurt you. So where you going, coming bullying forward with that style? It don't work. It does not work. So, did we learn anything? Not really. So, 2025, we are here, and we're talking about Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford. Have we really learnt our lesson? I mean, people, are we still going to be like seriously delusional about all this? Why is this a super fight? Oh, because he's pound for pound there, and he's pound for pound there. Wait, if you looked at Crawford's last fight, Madronov, right? I'm sorry, he did not look impressive. He looked more hittable there in that fight than any of the fights previous. And he's not getting any younger. So yeah, he may put the weight on. He may put the weight on and move up to 168. A guy who's campaigned as high as light heavyweight. And remember, they might be the same height, but you forget that Canelo has had years to acclimatize to the weights. He's had years to acclimatize, right? And Crawford is not a Sugar Ray Leonard. He's not a guy that's got blurring hand speed. He's got decent defense against the type of guys he's fought, but Canelo's another level, right? And this would be a great fight if you could have Canelo and Crawford meet at like welterweight or like middleweight. But this fight is a mismatch. It's a mismatch. I said to myself, if Crawford does not look good against Madronov, this guy here is the last guy fought for the title. If he doesn't look good against him, forget Canelo. Now, for me, Canelo is knocking Crawford out. He's knocking him out. It might be down the stretch. It might be middle round. He's knocking Crawford out. He's knocking Crawford out. This ain't no super fight. This is against a big good one. It's not a big one against a little or a good big one beats a good little one. It's a very good big one. A very good big one. And Crawford has got southpaw and orthodox style. But it's not going to make a difference when you start getting tagged with big shots. I mean, you got what now until May, bro? It's not happening. He struggled at like a middleweight. There is no way he's jumping from like middleweight to super middleweight. That fight, no, it's not happening. And then by the time Canelo comes, he's going to be the size of a cruiserweight. No, it's not. Forget it. It's not happen. It's not happening. Those people who want Crawford to win are lying. He's not doing that. Hey, listen, Crawford cannot beat Gennady Golovkin. I'm telling you right here now, Crawford cannot beat Gennady Golovkin. He can't beat Golovkin. There is no way Crawford can beat Golovkin. Because at some point, at some time, he's going to get hit. Because he does get hit, he's going to get clipped. The big shot. And you see if Gamboa can make them legs do the funny dance, my friend. I'm sorry. There's certain things. Okay, so even if we're talking about Canelo, Crawford going up and doing, I mean, like, the guy's physically bigger than him. Charlo is bigger than Crawford. And it didn't happen because at some point, Canelo's going to be. First of all, has Crawford got the power to knock out Canelo? I don't think so. He may have the speed, but that speed at super middleweight, like heavyweight, no. Come on, this ain't a video game, people. He's going to get absolutely hammered, absolutely hammered. It's too small, physically too small. No way would Canelo let himself be sucked down to 147 after the Mayweather lesson. No, he wouldn't. No chance. Canelo will be a cruiserweight when he enters the ring against Crawford. Of course he will be. Of course he will be. Crawford, 37, 288, the spring chicken. How Canelo looks will be dictated by his nagging knee and elbow injury, but I still think he wins unless Bud pulls off some sort of generational performance, something obscenely rare. It's not happening. It is not happening. Crawford is getting not sparkle. Do we not learn lessons? Right? Khan has got faster hands than Crawford. He's not saying he's a better boxer. Khan's got faster hands than Crawford. He's got faster hands than Crawford. No, I'm sorry. No, it's just. Oh my god. I think this is very unlikely. When Canelo rehydrates this fight, he'll get in the ring at 185 pounds. Just process that. If Crawford wins, will you put him in an all-time great list? Yeah, you would have to. You would have to put him in the all-time great list. You would have to put him in the all-time great list. But that ain't happening. It's not happening. Like, it's it's not just the weight you're looking at, it's the talent level and the experience. Talent level, experience, like mistakes that Crawford would make against lesser boxers, he will not get away with Canelo. He won't, and Canelo's going to keep. So okay, so all right. Let's say, let's make the fight happen. They're in the ring, and Crawford can't budge Canelo. He can't hurt Canelo. He can't hurt Canelo. What happens now? What happens now? If you can't hurt Canelo, so in the first round of that fight, if Crawford cannot hurt Canelo, you know you know what's coming after that, yeah. You know it's only a matter of time before one of them big shots hit Crawford. That's what I'm saying. Charlo couldn't hurt Canelo. And when he realized he couldn't hurt Canelo, he threw shots. And he realized he couldn't hurt Canelo. He's like, you know what? Let me get into sparring. Let me get in sparring mode mentality and maneuver my way out of this fight for 12 rounds. Because if I don't, I'm gonna get knocked. He got caught with a shot. I don't know if it's first or second round. He got caught with a shot. Either it was a body shot or a head shot. And he said, from that point, nah. I might pick my moments to throw shots, but I'm not getting involved with this. Consider was well as well when Canelo dictated a 16-foot ring and for the first 6 rounds starts to make Crawford use his legs and cut off the ring. Bad, of course, it's bad signs. If he's not got power, if he's not got the power to keep, in fact, it's not even have the power to keep Canelo off. He's got to get the power to stop it. Listen, this guy, he last fought the power puncher. What's this boy's name? I saw him now. We interviewed him on my channel as well. I can see his face now. Canelo's last fight. Oh my god. I can't remember the guy's name now. Canelo's last fight. Canelo's springing right hand to the body that he took from Cotto, like, might drop the bud. He might do. This is Crawford's last big payday. Canelo's rumored to be getting 100 million, so I can imagine Crawford must be getting at least 20, 30 million. Balanga, yeah, Balanga. Crawford does not bang as hard as Balanga. No, he doesn't punch as hard as Balanga. Crawford is not physically as strong as Balanga. Sorry, no, but the thing Crawford may have in his advantage, and I give him this, is his wrestling background. His wrestling background is something that Canelo will catch Canelo by surprise. So he might be strong in the clinches, but for how long can you strong in the clinches over a 12-round period of a guy punching you to your body? I don't know. And Crawford, for the most part, has always had the advantage of size, power, and Spence was. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even want to talk about a Spence fight because it was that bad. Um, I just sorry. I don't. I can't call that a super fight. I can't call that a super fight. Uh, in 2025, and Canelo has not fought Big Charlo and David, and Tank has not fought Lomo, Shakur, Tio. Both are a joke. Yeah. Fair play, fair play, fair play. But again, we talk about Benavides. Benavides is effective for what he does against who he does, right? And I've always said this about Benavides. He's never been in a ring with a guy who throws good, nice, hard body punches. So, because when Benavides' feet stop and he stands to hold the trade, he will leave himself open for shots with Canelo. You see, it's all right. You talk about these guys. Benavides has got hand speed. Yes, he does throw fast hands. He does fast combination. Yes, I have got all that. But Canelo brings punching power. He brings experience. He brings the ability to slip, move, counter, put you in positions. He's got experience. He knows where to place his feet. He knows where to put you in positions. You've seen it over and over and over and over again. I, I just don't see Benavides. I don't see Benavides being the threat that everyone says he is. I just don't. I like Benavides. I think he's good, but I just don't see him being the threat that everyone sees him being. And I don't see as many names on Benavides' record. You look at the record that Canelo's had and the guys that Canelo's fought. No, sorry. I know the Benavides thing is something, but afterwards, if he beats Benavides, people say, well, Benavides, who did he fight and who did he beat? I just don't. Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it. If Benavides were to be undisputed, like you see, with Crawford, he's been undisputed, fine. That the argument is there. Well, he's fought the best in both divisions. Blah blah blah. Yeah, he's gonna fight Canelo. I see that, but he's not jumping up to one weight division. He's jumping two weight divisions. Yeah, daring to be great. We've heard that line so many times, and you know where daring to be great leads to. Very few people. David versus David is fighting the winner of Bivol, Beterbiev, allegedly. Yeah, yeah, that's quite possible. Quite possible. Does does uh, Benavides beat Bivol? No, I don't think Benavides beats Bivol. I don't think he does. The stuff he gets away with, less fighters, he will not get away with his chin in the air throwing them shots. He will not get away with those mistakes that he makes. He's not being punished by somebody who can like who's got the ability to punish him at the moment. That's why he gets away with stuff he's getting away with at the moment. Do you know what I mean? And he's not like everyone calls him a beast. He didn't like put away Caleb Plant, did he? He didn't put him away. I mean, if he'd gone out there and blown Caleb Plant away, I'd say okay, I see where, but he didn't. He was in a back and forth fight with Caleb Plant. So no, I'm not. I like Benny. Don't get me wrong. I like him. I like his personality. I like his style, but not for Canelo. Sorry. Um, Tank. I don't know. I don't know what to say about Tank, to be honest. He's another exciting fighter, um, but I don't know what to say about him. Lomachenko checked out. The greatest fighter who never became undisputed checked out. Lomachenko. Um, yeah, so coming back to these three, I said to you, Joshua, Fury, and Usyk. You just there were lessons to be learned. Now we're talking about Crawford and Canelo, a fight where there's one guy who's significantly be getting bigger. So even if Crawford makes 168, even if he makes 168, which, to be honest, if I'm fighting Canelo, I go with speed. I come in, don't try and make the super middleweight. If the fight's gonna be super middleweight or light heavyweight, I will try and come in and look for speed. I will try and make the fight. The fight I would look to is Ray Leonard against Marvin Hagler. Why do I say that? Because we've got the physically bigger, stronger Hagler who's going to be coming forward. Bull and Matador. And Terence Crawford have to fight off the back foot. Lots of flashy combinations. And Lots of flashy combinations. Canelo, Tank don't want like Turkey, Al Sheikh, because they don't want to fight the best and get exposed like Tyson Fury. Well, this is it. And I do want to say, I do want to take, thank you very much, Nate. I do want to take this opportunity to say, and I have to say it because I got a lot of flack for it. I told you so. When I was telling you about Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren, and you're saying, oh, Matchroom's got a wonderful stable. I said, the stable is not stable. I said, you got one side of guys that are going to get bashed up. And that's what happened. Because Frank knows how to bring fighters on. Frank knows how to resurrect fighters' career. Frank, you got to call Frank Warren Lazarus, not even Lazarus. Yeah, he knows that he's got the Lazarus method. He knows how to rehabilitate fighters. Look at Daniel Dubois. Oh, he's finished. He needs to retire. Look at him now, heavyweight champion of the world, knocks out Anthony Joshua. I don't think if Dubois was managed by the other lot, that Dubois would be heavyweight champion of the world today. I don't think so. Just look at the way they've managed AJ. Look at the way they managed AJ. So the argument is settled. The argument is settled. And all those boys, all them bots and all them idiots that were coming in saying, oh, Eddie Hearn's got a better stable than Frank Warren. You notice they've all gone quiet now. Because the truth has come out. They say the truth shall set you free. And he has set us free. We know now that Eddie's a good talker. Eddie's show and show business. But Frank is substance. When you're talking about substance, experience, matchmaking, knowing how to call a fight, you look at Frank. If you want to talk about numbers and accounts and promotion, talk to Eddie. That's what it is. That's what it is. And that's what it always will be. I've said it. And nobody believed me. And well, not a lot of people believe me. Oh yeah, Matchroom. And all those dudes now, all those Matchroom fanboys, they've all gone, shh, very quiet. Very quiet. Shh. Very, very quiet. Very, very quiet. Yeah, so now we have also the talk. Another talk that's come out now. Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn. Well, let's forget that fight a second. Let's go back to history again. Conor Benn and Barrios, yeah? Okay. Well, isn't that like when Nigel Benn never fought for a British title? Yeah, he fought for the Commonwealth title. He was Commonwealth champion. Got his ass kicked by Doug DeWitt, and then Ben went and fought for the WBO title. He fought Doug DeWitt, and then afterwards, when Ben was in America, he won the WBO title. He said the British Boxing Board of Control did not support him, and he ripped at the British Boxing Board of Control license live on TV. You all remember that? You remember all that? You remember all that? You have to be of a certain age to remember that. I remember watching it. Ben getting dropped by DeWitt in about the second round. He came back and knocked Doug DeWitt out. Good fight, Doug DeWitt. Ben knocked him out to become WBO middleweight champion of the world. Then I think he made his first defense against Iran the Blade Barkley. Good fight. Good win for Ben. One of Ben's best wins. And Barkley was teak tough. He had a great chin. And could punch. And put it this way, I think Barkley gave Thomas Hearns problems twice. I think he beat Hearns twice. At one point he dropped Hearns in a fight as well. Yeah, he beat Thomas Hearns. And we all know how good Thomas Hearns was. So, yeah, Ben going to fight Barrios. Ben has got no right to be fighting for a world championship. He's not fought for a British championship. He's not fought for a Commonwealth championship. He's not fought for a European championship. So how the hell did he get a world title shot? How's that possible that Conor Benn can get a world title shot? That I do not understand. Apart from the fact that his promoter is doing some moves. Why? How? So they think, well, we get as much. It's a world title fight for Conor. If he gets his ass kicked, well, it's by Barris. It's a world champion. We'll bring him back. They want their money back from Conor. That's it is. For Crawford to clinch the decision, he'll have to fight Canelo like how he did Victor Postel. It's not happening, bro. It's not happening. It's not Victor Postel he's fighting. What you're forgetting is Canelo's a very seasoned, intelligent, experienced fighter. And let's remember, Canelo has fought Floyd Mayweather. I don't think Crawford beats Floyd Mayweather. So, absolutely Dazelle was mad at the money Eddie wasted on that promotion. So I don't see, I don't see how um, Connor beats Barry. Anyway, we'll leave that to one. Put that one side. So now we've got Conor Ben has not had the amateur or professional challenges and adversity to clinch a win against Eubank Jr. No, he hasn't. What? But what he has got that makes him dangerous is fearlessness and just going out there and trying to wing it because that's exactly what Ben is going to be doing. He's going to be winging it. But again, we saw Ben at light middleweight struggle against don't know who the bloke's name is, right? We saw him struggle against I don't know who the bloke's name is. That dude, yeah, the Mexican dude. We saw him struggle there. So if he's struggling there, then my God, what was his name? Dobson. Was it Dobson he fought? There was a guy before. There was a tall Mexican guy he fought who was punching Ben back. Can't remember, the guy was throwing punches back at Ben. I think he went up to light middleweight. Barrios at 147 is dangerous. And when you look at his losses, he's always improved afterwards. I think Barrios makes Ben into Yorkshire puddings. Yeah, I think so. Peter Dobson was his first American combat fight. No, not that dude. The dude after that. Pistol Pete. Was it Pistol Pete? I don't know. Hey, Pistol Pete. I don't know who it was. Whoever that dude was punching Ben back, and Ben was hitting with his best shots, and the guy just kept walking forward on Ben. No, no. Unless they allow Ben to tackle truck worker. Yeah, that dude. Or his father will say Mexican road sweepers. Yeah, Sanchez, Gomez. That's what Ben used to say. I didn't say it. Ben said it. Yeah, he said, who are they? That's what he said about Eubank. You'll be fighting Mexican road sweepers. Gomez, Martinez. He's a Mexican unknown. Yeah. That's what Lennox Lewis said. Unknown. Unknown. Yes, my brother. DOG 215. Good to see you. Season's greetings. Season's greetings, my brother. Season's greetings. It's good to see you in the house. So Ben, I mean, I don't I don't know how the British public. The Hearn said something years ago that I'll never forget. That I think they called the British public a bunch of fools or muppets because they're so gullible. Like, what on Ben's resume says he can beat Barrios? It's all fine fighting guys that might be scared, but guys that aren't and punch you back, can't punch, but punch back, ride punches, slide punches, something else. Of course, if you've got one to give it your back, that's another situation. And I've said that about Ben. We saw what happened when a guy punched Ben back before he got his chin fixed. You know, he got that chin or whatever, the hair plant or whatever it was. And he got dropped by that French guy. He had a record of 6 wins or 6 fights and 3 wins, or 3 wins and 6 fights, something like that. The Frenchman, remember that guy, that dude? I'm sorry, no, no. So again, The fights are selling us now. Okay, here's a fight that people are talking about. Let's talk about this fight. Rumors of Jay Patai moving to heavyweight next year. I heard heavyweight looking good. Yeah, I think so. Appetite. Let's see how he can get past the next. This next good. This next dude looks interesting. This next dude, look, it's got some hands. He looks like he's gonna have a fight. Let's see. Let's see. 55-45. Eddie wants an even split for Eubank Ben. For what? For what? The only reason why Eddie wants to even split is because he wants to get as much money out of Ben as possible because he knows Ben's gonna get his ass kicked. So he needs to get as much money as possible, just in case. You know, AJ's got his ass kicked. So, you know. And Ben tends to admire his work when landing. Can't do that against high level dudes. Oh, no, you can. You can do it against high level dudes. You can do it. But we know what's going to happen if he does it. KO. Perfect. I don't know. I'll leave that. Let's leave them lot to one side. It's a comedy. It's really a comedy club. Really, it's a comedy club. Can't look at boxing seriously, man, when they have these mismatches and people coming way out of weights, like crazy matches. Like it's not undisputed. It's not a video game. Ben doesn't even deserve 45%. He's done nothing. Unfortunately, no one exacts my point. That's everyone's point that has sense, apart from Eddie. But Eddie's pushing his way because he needs to get more money out of Ben. He needs to get money back from Ben. I don't know how much money they invested in Ben, and I don't know how much money I don't know. I don't know how much money they're trying to claw back from Ben. So, yeah. Um, that AJ lost to Dubois had AJ looking like he was advertising for waterbeds. Sheesh, what a KO. I told you he was going to get knocked out by Dubois. I told you. I told you you'd get knocked up by Dubois. And I told you why I'd get knocked up by Dubois. I said Hergovich he hasn't got a chin problem. Hergovich was throwing them punches because he didn't have a chin problem. He's throwing them punches to him because he thought, I got there, I'll punch up Dubois because I punched him up before. Right? And then AJ, thinking he was, I used to punch him up. Well, he didn't punch you up in sparring because he punched you up in sparring. Right? So AJ, with a white tank top on, thinking, yeah, I'm going to bad him up. And he got punched up himself. So he didn't learn. Again, AJ did not learn from what happened with Herkovich. Herkovich thought he was going to go in there and punch up Dubois. What happened? He got punched up. Now, Joshua went and did the same thing. I got punched up. People don't learn lessons. I swear. I should be a boxing consultant. I swear, because these things are so blatantly obvious. So obvious. It was really about Conor becoming a world champion. He could fight Boots Ennis, who's a matchroom fighter. Jesus. Now, Boots, again, been on the channel, love the dude. For me, overrated. Good fighter. Good skills. Is he improving? No. He's not improving. He's still throwing punches and you can land punches on him. He's still got taking big shots. No, you're not improving. What's Eddie doing with Boots? What does Eddie ever? Okay, what's the best fight Eddie's promoted? Tell me the best fight Eddie has promoted. Like, American guy is promoted. Look what he did with Ammo. Ammo Williams got apps. Look what happened when he took Luis Ortiz. You go of a load of fighters, American fighters that have gone with Eddie, and it's not ended up well. You know, Andre 2.0, unfortunately, yeah, I can see it coming. Boots said this is not staying active, and he doesn't like he's developing. He looks like his team has him regressing. Yeah, that's what I've said. Boots Ennis is very much overrated. You see, the problem is when you've got a unfinished product and you slap superstar on top of it, there is no need to progress until you get a beating or a hiding. And me, Boots is overrated. Damn, yes, I said it. And that's why when people like him are considered a superstar, and Alexander Usyk, who is a double undisputed champion, done it in two weight divisions, cruiserweight championship of the world and the heavyweight championship of the world, and fought guys 30, 40 pounds heavier than him and still punched him up. And he's not recognised as a superstar. But Boots Ennis is a superstar. Come get out of here, man. Boots Ennis is not a superstar. Boots Ennis is a good fighter. Yes. A world champion. Yes. He's not a superstar. Don't mind how many times you sell it to me. He's not a superstar. And I love Boots. I got no reason to hate on him. Being on the channel. I love the brother. But you're not a superstar. So stop it. Boots, yeah, so stop it. He's not a superstar. He's not a superstar. Well, tell me who he's beaten to be. Tell me who he's beaten to be a superstar. I love Usyk's quote: "Fury is big man with big talk, but it's okay. We'll be ready." I like Fury's quote. He said, "If I can't beat Alexander Usyk, then I was never any good." That comment doesn't age very well at all, has it? Fury talks so much, and that's another thing to use today. Shit talking. That alt he talks so much rubbish. So much rubbish. Gappy tooth, ugly. I'm gonna ruin you. I'm gonna ruin you. All this talk. What happened? What came down to the fight? What happened to down to the fight? And I'm telling you, the majority of the fights in 2024 was a lot of talk. Don't disrespect me, Daniel. Don't disrespect Daniel. Daniel, don't disrespect me. I'll put this chair over you. Don't disrespect me, Daniel. Daniel. Don't disrespect. Don't disrespect me, Daniel. Don't. I'll put this chair over your head, Daniel. All that talk. What happened? What happened? What happened? I'm gonna ruin you. What happened? Who got ruined? Twice. What happened with all that talk? Who else was talking this year in 2024? Give me some more people who are talking in 2024 and they end up on the wrong side of a hiding. Just bring them up. Roll the tape of all the guys that were talking and talking and talking and talking. Was it Liam Davis? Wasn't he talking? He was talking the most crap. And then Amo Williams was talking all that rubbish. What got absolutely hammered. I'm the champion. I'm the one. I always only ever been me. It's always been about me. You try to give it yourself. Who's got yourself? Josh has been declined since Suez one. Of course he has. Dubois said AG's in a retirement home. He's in Nigeria now. Yes, good. Happy New Year, Steph. How you doing? Happy New Year to you, bro. AJ Fury, Davis, Amma Williams, all guys that were talking big and all got smashed to bits. What we need. We need a carousel of people that talk big at press conferences and talk absolute. I think I don't know who the ultimate shit talker is, but it could be Fury. Fury could be the ultimate shit talker. He could be, and the ultimate contradictor as well. Is if I just walk forward and try and put my hands up against Usyk, he's gonna pick me off. What did you do? Oh dear me. Oh, oh dear. Oh dear. So now we have Frank setting up in Inoue versus Nick Ball for summer next year. It's a rumor floating about. Well, if Frank's setting a fight up for summer next year, Frank must either think Nick Ball is stronger than Inoue, one, Two, he thinks that Nick Ball could outwork Inoue. Or three, Frank knows that Nick Ball is going to bring too many more tickets in, so he's throwing him to the wolves. This is why I don't know which one of three. Take your pick, but pick your pick. But he like to see Inoue fight outside of his country. I want to see him come and fight in the UK. He might still smash Nick Ball up, but that's beside the point. Fury, what you can do to fight? Pain, pain, and more pain. Oh dear, oh dear. I don't know. Oh, I heard something in the grapevine. I sincerely hope it's not true. But Gerard Anderson has come out and said he wants to run it back with Martin Bacoli. You know, he signed Turkey deal, Ball signed fighting the guy who he knew beat last time. He knew him up after this next fight. It's looking likely. Okay. Well, it's either they know something we don't know. Frank knows that Inui probably doesn't look good moving up in weight. He won't have the same power. He might have the same speed. He might not be strong enough. Or it's a gamble. Oh, no. Oh, for flip's sake. No. What was... Oh. Do you know what that fight reminds me of? Do you remember that guy? Oh, the guy that Jonathan Banks knocked out in 2 rounds. He was on my channel as well. At that time, I was interviewing everybody. No, 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 no. I don't want to see that fight again. I don't want to see that fight again. Anderson taking the rematch without being active and remedying his mistakes could be a disaster for him. I thought Anderson would have boxed better against Bacoli because Bacoli's got zero defense. Bob Arum was pissed when Anderson lost. I don't think Bob wanted it in reality. Of course he's pissed. Of course he's pissed because Bacoli, for everyone's, oh no, Bacoli's the most dangerous heavyweight. No, he's not. No, he's not. Bacoli flipping still fights with his hand down by his side. He still stops punching like a goalkeeper with his chin. No, you can't go through the heavyweight division fighting like that. It's not. Anyway, that's another thing. Right, this fight now between Joseph Parker and Daniel Dubois is shaping up to be a really good fight. But, I say but, Josie Parker and a lot of Josie Parker's team and a lot of Josie Parker's fans are already proclaiming Josie Parker to be the heavyweight champion of the world. They're excited. They think that, oh yeah, he's just going to go out there and he's going to stomp Daniel Dubois. I don't, I don't think that's happening somehow. I'll tell you why I don't think it's happening. I'll tell you why it's not happening. First of all, Dubois fights at a very high work rate and he punches very hard. And I think Dubois is not a boy no more. He's matured into a man. I don't know what he's been doing in Brazil. I don't know if he's got some woman out there and he's doing some stuff. I heard his balls are dropped now, but I don't know how true that is. But anyway, but now Dubois is a man. So, yeah, no, people are coronating Parker, but listen, this same Josie Parker that's been dropped by Dillian White, this is the same Josie Parker that's been dropped by Zhang, and this is the same Josie Parker. The fact he got dropped by Zhang twice. Zhang is slow ass. You see how big and slow Zhang is, and he dropped Parker twice. And you've got a locomotive coming at you and Daniel Dubois. Good luck for Josie Parker there. He could get smashed right between those ropes very, very quickly. I'm telling you, because the way Parker fights, yeah, this is a combination of, I would say it's a combination of the danger of a Wilder punch and the actual power of a Zhang punch. That is the concerns I have for Parker. So he thinks he walks in there and thinks, oh yeah, I'm a heavyweight champion of the world, I can win it. Yeah. If Daniel hits you with a shot, like unlike Zhang, if Daniel hits you with a shot, You're gonna know about it. And he's not when he hits you one, he's gonna hit you two, three, four, five punches at once. And the referee will stop the fight. That's what I'm saying. I think Dubois gonna knock Parker out. Yeah, Parker's now. If Dubois beats Parker now, yeah. Remember, they've said Dubois, Parker's a worthy challenger. He's the man who should fight Dubois next. He's earned the right. He's fought Dubois. He's fought Zhang. No, he's fought Wilder. He's fought Zhang. He's a worthy opponent. That's nice. Of course, he's worthy. He's worthy to get punched up. That's the way I look at it. Now, Ajit Kabayel, that's a different kettle of fish. Because Ajit Kabayel will slip, counter, and hurt you. I told you, Ajit Kabayel's a bad man. When Fury's gonna fight Kabayel, I said, you guys don't know Ajit Kabayel. You don't know Ajit Kabayel. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year, Anthony. He goes, Parker doesn't have any weapons whatsoever to stop Dubois. None whatsoever. Ajit body snatcher. Don't discredit Zhang's timing. Yeah. Zhang's timing. He's still slow. Speed beat timing. But Zhang is slow. Joseph. He's slow. He's slow ass, yeah? And he hit Wilder, he hit Parker twice. Upon reading Parker's record, as always durable and takes a good beating and hangs in there. Yep. But I think you remember the beat. Anna, you forget the beating he took from slow ass Joe Joyce. Are you gonna tell me about Joe Joyce's timing now? Slow ass Joe Joyce punched up. That was Joe Joyce's best win, I think. But Joe Joyce punched holes in Joseph Parker. Joe Joyce. And you talk about this guy who punches by 3 times as fast as many punches. Parker's not stopped a opponent in a long time, a very long time. Yeah. Had he not run into that left hook, he would he would have went the distance for Joyce. Run into that left hook. How can you run into a left hook by Joe Joyce? Happy New Year's, I agree, but the way Zhang set up the counters on Parker was very good. Zhang has got a very good trainer. He's got a bad boy trainer. Yeah, he's got a trainer who knows what he's talking about, right?
Terrible. And I like Joseph Parker. I love Joseph. Joseph's my boy, man.
Joseph is my boy. I mean, I love Joseph. He's my boy, but I was even talking about one point of Joseph Parker going on to becoming an undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. I was actually saying them things back in the day. That's how much high I was on Joseph Parker. But I think he made some poor decisions. I predict that the fight doesn't go the second half. I don't think he goes either. I think he stops him inside 6. I think Dubois' pressure, punch output, I just think Parker's going to get overwhelmed. I really do. He's going to get overwhelmed. He's a fresher fighter. Parker's been in some big fights. Parker could be relatively young in age, but old in terms of wear and tear. But let's also remember this is the same Daniel Dubois got dropped by what's his name? Kevin Larrea. So, you know, I don't know. Joe Joyce just went ball to the wall against Parker. Joyce got hit with a lot of shots as well. Who would you who would you match young Moses with if you was that if I was a matchmaker? Moses Vitalma. Martin Bacoli. Martin Bacoli. Martin Bacoli. He is flat footed. He does have defense. He stops shots with his chin. And with the speed and the power that Atama has and the footwork, I believe he knocks Bacoli out. I believe Moses needs to go to Bashir now. LOL. Yeah, but I just think you see, there's so many questions about Moses Atama that need to be answered. Like, what happens when somebody gets inside his own reach and starts to punch him up? What happens then? Yeah, I would take the Bacoli fight. Bacoli's the guy I'd fight. I would fight Bacoli. I'd fight Bacoli. Um, if I knew Moses Atama had a good tank on him, I'm surprised that he said Johnny Fisher in the room. You think he would knock out Bacoli? Interesting. Um, yeah, I think he would. Let's bring this part back a bit. If you remember how Bacoli did get knocked out, it was by a guy who was much lighter than him, which is Michael Hunter. So Bacoli will walk forward, and I think Moses has got enough speed and footwork about him to maneuver himself around the ring and catch Bacoli coming in. Jermaine Franklin. No, 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 not Jermaine Franklin. No, 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 no. That's not a good fight. That's not a good fight. Do you why Jermaine Franklin's a problem? Jermaine Franklin's a problem because he's got a good chin, he's got a good engine, he likes to fight up close, he has good head movements coming in, he's not stiff, like stiff up. He's got good body movement. He's old school. No, no, no. You don't want that kind of. You don't want that kind of work. Them kind of guys that Jermaine Franklin you want to skip aside. Yeah, I know that Joshua and White maneuvered their way past him, but they are significantly bigger men, more older men, and Italmo's still nine. What those men are big men, mature men. Italmo's old. Bacoli is big. He's strong, yes, but he's cumbersome. Mike Hunter is a very smart fighter, smarter fighter than Moses. No comparison. No, I'm not comparing him, but I'm saying if Talma punches harder than Hunter. If Talma punches harder than Hunter, and he moves around the ring probably lighter, better than the. I mean, he's got the southpaw stance. That's what I'm saying. I'm comparing in terms of size. I'm not still high on Talma just yet. His last option was good, but the guy was far too upright, and he'd been. I agree with you on that. I agree with your assessment, Jermaine. Yeah, them type of guys, dudes, them guys like Jermaine Franklin. Any given night, a guy like that, a champion of the world. They're not guys that are going to get blasted out there and around. They can take a good shot. They've got a good engine. They have the ability to outwork you if you're not fit. Like if you're a heavyweight champion of the world, you're not fit in the night. Yeah, he's the type of guy in late notice, hustles his way around, getting to the seventh, eighth round. He might not be a big puncher, but then start to get on top of you, work you over, get stopped. Those guys like Jermaine Franklin are dangerous. They're old school fighter. Don't touch them. Just finished watching Fisher versus Allen. The second viewing, Fisher won. I gave Allen on rounds 5, 8, and 9. The commentary team made it appear that Allen was winning. Dave, there's so many things I could say about Dave. Dave Allen could be so much more. So much more. Okay, Dave has got all the things, all the attributes that you want as a heavyweight. I mean, in terms of physicality, like great chin, uh, durability, can go the distance, can take a beating, can throw punches. He doesn't mind getting into a fight. He's got all the attributes there, right? And if you under like someone like an Emmanuel Stewart or James Edward Bichette, it understood if he was back in the day and you had one of them guys, and then what would happen is Don King would sign someone like Dave Allen. And what Don King would do with Dave Allen, right, is that he'd have something like a handler, which means Dave Allen, wherever Dave Allen went, the handler would follow him to the toilet. He would be in the house, sleep in the house with him. They would handle him. And that's the problem in boxing today. We don't. That's why Don King was great in that sense because he had handlers. You've got an investment, have a handler. A guy who knows boxing, handles your fighters. If I were in the boxing business today, right, and if I were in the boxing business, right, and I had significant fighters and I had significant wealth, not rich, wealth, I would have hired a handler for every one of my fighters because every one of my fighters is an investment. You sign a contract with me, I want to know where you are, morning, noon, and night. Um, I want to know where you are when you're in camp. I want to know what you're doing out of camp. I want to know what the shit you're eating. I want to know who the girl is you're with. I want to know all that shit. I want to know all that shit because I'm handling you. You are my investment. You are my investment, and I need to get you to the heavyweight championship of the world or the middleweight championship of the world. I can't have you hanging around with a bunch of idiots, hanging out like smoking marijuana and talking rubbish. I need you in bed. I need you sleeping. I need you eating, sleeping, drinking, boxing. Do you understand? But unfortunately, it's not good. This era has lost all of that. Fisher has a good, consistent jab when he uses it. Allen doesn't have a jab, but close to mid range, he's a good hooker. Yeah. Um. Again, uh, under good tutelage, Dave Allen could do something in the heavyweight division. You know, if you go back to the 90s, yeah. You go back to the 90s, and that's a good chat. You had guys like Axel Schultz, uh, Bruce Seldon, Oliver McCall. There are a lot of heavyweight champions out there that were good. And if this division and the titles do break up again, there's always a possibility that on any given night, one of these dudes lands a big right hand and a heavyweight champion of the world. It's that sort of division. So you need to be fit, you need to be in shape, and you need to really work in your game. So, I mean, some fighters just they do themselves no favors. Fish, Bacoli has done many rounds with Usyk. Think Moses will be out of his depth if Bacoli said what he said that sparring rumors were true. Yeah, but sparring and fighting are two different things, mate. When you're sparring, right? Listen, if my spar with you, right? If I've been told in my corner, I just want you working on defense, or I just want you rolling out, or want you doing this, you're doing that, and Bacoli's gone out there just doing his normal thing, right? And he clips Usyk with a shot. It can happen in sparring. It's sparring. Sparring means practice. However you look at it, there's never been a heavyweight champion of the world of sparring. Okay, they don't give out WBC, WBA, IBF, IBO, whatever. They don't give out belts for sparring. If they did, they'd be different world champions. I'll tell you now. If it was for sparring, just letting you know. Fisher has good volume for heavyweight, but defensively he's got a lot to do. Fisher's a bully. Fisher is a bully. That's what it is. It's all right dishing it out, but when it starts getting thrown back at you, it's another story altogether. I agree with your assessment of Dave Allen and Don King. Andrews really need a handler big time. There you go. There you go. Right there. Allen is a big lump and a big boy, but a bit lazy. I think he is not that switched on between the ears at times, and he needs to be. Imagine Dave Allen with a peekaboo style. Imagine Dave Allen with a cross-arm defense like George Foreman. Of course, I agree. Amir Khan would be the undisputed if sparring stories counted. Or no, Bacoli would be undisputed champion. He'd be undisputed champion. Like if these sparring stories are true, why didn't he handle? Why didn't he punch up Michael Hunter? If all these sparring stories are true, probably Gerard Anderson is defensively Jared and no, you two people are quite similar. Jared Anderson and Boots Ennis are very similar in terms of the way they throw their the way they can get caught. They get caught in between punches. Bacoli be undisputed heavyweight champion. He'd be undisputed champion. He'd be all time great Bacoli. If you listen to Willie Nelson, I'm telling Billy Nelson. I tell you, if Muhammad Ali was sparring Bacoli, he'd turn and tell you that Bacoli did this and that. Carlson my cunt was too smart. Are you? And you're gonna sit down. You're gonna sit down, look me in your face, and tell me you couldn't punch up Michael Hunter in a real fight. Michael Hunter punched you up at one point. You didn't want to. You didn't even want to be in the arena. You didn't even want. You wanted to quit on your stool, and you're gonna sit down and tell me now that you punch up Usyk in sparring. Come on, man. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I will stop. A cross-arm defense would suit Allen with a crouching, come forward style like Smoking Joe. Swarman's like, yeah, that's how I would train him. I would train um, Allen to be a cross between like uh, like Smoking Burt Cooper and Marciano. Because of his stocky build, Marciano style, that would be it. It'd be he'd have to fight like Marciano because that's look at he's stocky, good chin, stocky. And I say, look at Marciano. Look at that sort of style of fighting. Marciano, Joe Frazier, that sort of style. That's how I would have Joe. I don't know what the hell Dave Allen's doing. I don't know. I don't even know what Dave Allen's doing. He's holding the man and punching him in some. I don't know how a man throws them kind of punches. I don't know. I don't. I don't. And that's a trainer. That's a trainer's work there. Sorry, man. Yeah, he can punch too as well. Like that's what I don't understand. There's some things in boxing I am not getting. Anthony, Joseph, I'm not getting some things in boxing. Some things don't make sense. Like up to today, listen, Anthony Joshua, for me, what is his style? If somebody can tell me what Anthony Joshua's style is today, because as far as I'm concerned, Joshua is a hybrid. He can't box, as far as I'm concerned. He can't box because if he could box, he wouldn't have got knocked out the way he got knocked out by Dubois. You throw an uppercut from here. Now, I'm going to tell you something right now. Anthony Joshua is happy with the style he has today. Dwight Muhammad Kawi, there we go. Now we're talking business there. The swarming style would conserve his energy too because he loads up on too many of those hooks he does. Um, and you know what I'd do if I were working with Dave Allen? If I would train Dave Allen, I'd give him the Holyfield style, right? Get close and then let your punches rip in fours and fives. I'd make David Allen such an exciting fight. I'd get close, track him down as you do, track him down, track him down, track him down. When they're throwing punches, just shell up, track him down, track him down. Watch their feet, track him down, watch their feet, and you get close, then let them punches go like Holyfield. Man, this is like a bit of a video game now, but if I could, I would. Ben Davison isn't catching flack like Robert. Jesus. Guy's not qualified to coach. Like, as far as I'm concerned, he's not qualified, man. He's not qualified to teach heavyweights. No. 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 There is one story that was floating around here. I'll share it with you and you tell me what you think, yeah? I don't think it makes any sense. I don't think it makes any sense. But the world is so corrupt. I heard a story that Anthony Joshua actually threw the fight against Dubois because the Saudis were betting on Dubois to win the fight. And like Joshua was the favourite. And there's a lot of money they make back through that. But Ben Davison, no, he's terrible. Sorry. Ben Davison is terrible. Like, just listen to what he says in a corner. Like, why would you tell a guy to go for broke? I don't get it. I've heard the same rumor too. Yeah, because why? Even like Joshua, as hybrid as he is, I've seen Joshua come in the ring with his hands up from round one. When he boxed Klitschko, he had his hands up. Even he boxed Ruiz for the second fight, he had his hands up. He boxed Usyk, he had his hands up. Why the hell did he have his hands like down by his side and get caught? AJ was paid to throw it. Wow. 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 I heard that story too. Wow. I, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But then, if that was the case, then what Ben Davison was saying makes sense. I mean, why would you throw what? Why would you throw uppercut from so far out? But then, if you're gonna throw a fight, yeah, then why didn't you just when he went down? Why didn't you just stay down? Yeah, that is crazy if it's true, and that makes no sense. That makes no sense because more money would be made with AJ as heavyweight champion of the world defending his title against Tyson Fury. Boxing is awful business, but and then and then takes me back to when Turki Al Sheikh was saying, "Oh yeah, we want the trilogy." Was Turki Al Sheikh talking that way and talking the way he was talking because he actually was actually an Usyk supporter? And has Turki Al Sheikh always been an Usyk supporter? And did issues happen behind the scenes when Tyson Fury, when he pulled out the first fight, he pulled out the first fight of Turki Al Sheikh, he pulled out the first fight. Were there things that happened behind the scenes between him and Turkey that made Turkey side with Usyk? I don't know, man. So it sounded like we wanted a trilogy. We want Tyson to win. So he may have been saying that for the public because I thought it was quite weird as a fanboy to say things like that. And you think in reverse psychology, you're making the public think that you're a Tyson Fury fan when really and truly you want Usyk to win. I don't trust Davison either. He looks like a snake in the camp. He's I've been saying Turkey's playing both sides of the fence. But you got Warren and Hearn together. Hmm. I think AJ got too comfortable with fighting guys who do not fight back before he fought Dubois. Tunde's empty the tank now. Ben's AJ go for broke. But I think between the two of them, Yard was still in the fight. Yard actually was in the fight. AJ was nowhere in the fight. AJ had been dropped and thumped up. But that was horrible instructions. Unless you want AJ to get knocked out. But then, did you see the clip of Ben Davison when he was walking back with Tyson Fury and he goes, "Oh, you'll never get anything out of these countries." To say something like that on camera and get caught on camera, you'll never get anything out of countries like anything in these countries. That sounded very bit of a political statement you're making there. Well, I didn't even think it was very professional what Ben Davison was saying. What gives him the what gives him the power or the audacity to make a statement like that? He said, "Ah, the only boxers Turkey will show favoritism to are the Muslim boxers. Shiraz is Riyadh ambassador, and he's not Arab. an Arab, and British. Berta, we have got a gift winning only 4 rounds. What's your thoughts on Fabio Wardy? Because he gives Ben Davison full credit for his successes. Fabio Wall is a pretty intellectual guy, right? And he's got good hand speed, good punching power. And I did tell people I like Fabio Wardley a lot. He's unorthodox and he's going to be a problem. He's unorthodox and he's a problem. The thing with Fabio Wardley is if you can time Fabio Wardley, he's in a world of hurt and a world of trouble. Fabio Wardley's type of dude. You time him right, he'll knock him own self out the way he fights. Guys said that about the same thing about Japan. And now look, whoopsie. Fabio will hit a ceiling soon if he's not matched correctly. Indeed, Fabio is a freak athlete. Judge Fabio when he gets to world level. I think if you match him the right way at world level, could be interesting. Um, I think Wardy versus Dubois makes an exciting fight, right? Because I tell you why. I don't know if he beats Dubois, but he can certainly make Dubois walk onto something nasty. Because Dubois likes to come forward, doesn't he? But Dubois got a sort of start that could time Wardley as well. I think that I'd make that fight just at the sheer excitement of a fight like that between Wardley and Wardley and Dubois. I think that's an exciting fight. I will say this: he got hit with the same punches in both Fraser Clark fights, left hook, uppercut. Yep, yep. I said he could be timed. He's the type of guy that you can time. If you time him right, he'll walk onto shots and knocking himself out. Is Dillian White rematch the perfect time for Joshua now? For what? What does that achieve? I agree with you. They're a good matchup, but a bit risky. Yeah, I think it's risky for both men. I think what Wardley has in the first few rounds is unorthodox. Yeah, I think that's what plays into his favour early doors. And without trying to be too disrespectful to Daniel Dubois, I don't think he's like boxing intellectual. I think Daniel Dubois is what it is. He comes forward, chucks punches you, and that's what Daniel Dubois will do. He'll he'll just smother you with this loads of punches. I think that's just the way Daniel Dubois will be. Daniel Dubois, I don't see him being anything other than that. Much more than that. Um, Although he did do a bit against Jerome Miller, I like the way he boxed against Jerome Miller. But that's because Jerome Miller was significantly bigger than him, right? And the weight factor was that, so you had to fight a little differently. Couldn't charge into a brick wall because that's what he'd be doing against Jerome Miller. Um, but Wardley for the first few rounds would be interesting. White rematch has zero commercial value with AJ. I want to see White versus what's his boy's name? Okoli. I don't think Fury happens. I think he retires and balloons up. Oh, okay, by the way, didn't I tell you about Tyson Fury and that retirement thing? I did tell you about it, didn't I? I did talk about the Tyson Fury retirement. And I said that the way he's looking and his whole body language looks like, I mean, he's like, he's going to throw the kitchen sink. And if he doesn't do it, then I'm off. And that's exactly what we've got with Tyson. Great matchup. Uh, Dubois has pretty good fundamentals. Yeah, he's got good fundamentals, but he is like a robot. He needs to know. You need to tell him what to do. And I believe that Dubois can be frustrated. I believe he's the type of guy that if you frustrate him and it doesn't start to work for him and he starts to run out of ideas, That's where I think he will malfunction and may go back to type against Usyk, where he threw the kitchen sink at Usyk, and then Usyk got off the deck and started punching him back with some real hard punches. He didn't like it and he needed to get out of there. So I think if you can frustrate someone like Dubois, take his early onslaught, and then down the stretch start to hit him back with hard punches, I think that's where we might see, we might go back to the old Usyk. Um, Dubois is a bulldozer boxer. I don't think he will be a thinker, but in the Hergovich fight, he showed me some things that he was thinking of his offense. He was throwing the lead right. Yeah, Fury would call it a day. He can't get down to 260, and he's domesticated, a lazy man and comfortable man. You may call it that. I think he might fight Joshua. He might fight Joshua. Dubois is very stiff. No, did he? Yeah, he's. I think he'll try. Dubois will try things when he's on top, but when it's not going his way, because he was having significant success against Miller, he was having success. Although Dubois, the what's this guy's name? Herkovich was throwing punches. He was throwing punches back at Herkovich, and he was getting success against Herkovich. So it's like if I could just throw some more punches, I'm hurting this guy. If I could just throw some more punches against this guy. What did I tell you about Herkovich? I told you about Herkovich as well. Big stiff idiot. I told you about him. I said I look back to his amateur days and he's good when he's on top. But when Joyce got on top of him, like was getting the better of him, his heart was nowhere to be found in the amateur days. So I said that same Herkovich, if Dubois can put it on Herkovich, he's gone. Now look, he talks about Herkovich now. Dubois is very stiff. So, other fights I've seen. Yes, Vladimir Klitschko, the comeback. I know this as a fact. I'm not asking you, I'm telling you. Vladimir Klitschko wants to be the oldest heavyweight champion in history. Agreed, because of this suspect ADHD and autism, I think that if he is frustrated, he turns into a lost child looking for his dad. I don't know how long they can get away with it. Yeah, yeah, that exactly. You've hit the nail on the head, my brother. You've done that very well, very very well. Yeah, yeah. So who knows? Who knows? Uh, this year, hopefully, I'll be doing my level four. I say that because I still feel I can. I think I still could offer something to the world of boxing. I don't know what, but I think I could offer something to the world of boxing because I'm seeing things, blatantly seeing things that like clear light as day. But I wonder if I'm seeing things clear light day because I'm not involved, or clear light of day is because it's so damn corrupt there that I don't know. He's spot on about that though, about Dubois. Spot on. Yeah, you know what happens if the world of boxing no longer needs promoters? Like, like the main like Saudi Arabia, if they don't need promoters, or if they could bring their own promoters in and just get the fighters to go directly to Turkey Al Sheikh. Imagine if Turkey Al Sheikh this year was able to take fighters from Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn and then give them a cut of the fighters. So I'm wondering if it's possible that these guys can get moved out of the way. Like Turkey could study these guys for a few years and say, right, I'm gonna move you big promoters out of the way. because you're just a pain in the ass. All the big fights were meant to be made. I wanted to make. I've made all these big fights, and you guys have been a pain in the ass. So all these years I've been wanting to watch boxing. You guys have been a pain in the ass. You've just been arguing, squabbling, and having big egos. I've made all these fights happen. So with almost a god complex, if you moved Frank War and Eddie Hearn out of the way, and if you were to slide them out of the way by just taking their fighters and saying, "Look, we'll pay you money, but because you're with you're under contract with these dudes, we're gonna have to pay a amount of your money. We will pay to the promoters." Then once they're all those fighters are out of contract, once all those fighters become out of contract, why would you sign with Frank or Eddie or any of those guys, and you could have the banner Riyadh Season, and Riyadh Season can be its own promotion outfit, and all the fighters could fight under Riyadh Season. And if they all fought under Riyadh Season, in theory, they could fight under Riyadh Season and a seasonal, like a league table with belts under the Riyadh Season. Like the Riyadh Season would be like all the belts at the moment would be like the Euros, but the Riyadh Season would be like the World Cup of boxing. You know how I am. I see these things and then it ends up happening. Boxing will have always have need promoters because they're at the grassroots. Turkey will never do the dirty work dealing directly with boxers. He's happy to deal with them at the top end heavyweights only. Be careful on Twitter. That fake Michael Benson account is having boxing fans in turmoil. Turkey is not going to deal with boxers on ground level like the promoters do. No, you won't. That's what I'm saying. The promoters will work at grassroots level. So he says, right, this is what's going to happen from now on. You guys will bring me the fighters, and whatever these fighters you got, your job is to promote the fighter to a certain point. So you'll promote the fighter up to like Euro level, and if you want them to be in the World Boxing Cup, the World Cup of Boxing, you pass them over to me, and then my team will handle this shit. Turkey could if he wanted to, but remember, that is what Al Heyman tried to do in the beginning. Look where he is now. But Al Heyman's not Turkey Al Sheikh. Al Heyman didn't have the backing Turkey Al Sheikh did. It's a different kettle of fish. But Turkey has the pockets Al Heyman never had. Exactly. You remind me of these. Oh no. Anyway, so yeah, that could happen. That could happen. And another thing that came true, YouTubers commentating, YouTubers having their own slot. Now they're on DAZN. Did I not say it was going to happen? It's happened. So Boxing League, World Cup of Boxing, Riyadh Season. That's what it will be. It will be the Hollywood of boxing. Um, it will have to be have gloves, will fight. Ade. Yeah, Ade. I know Ade. Ade is from back in the day. Ade used to be, it was me, Ade. Ade just showed this other guy. IFL. What's these couple of guys then? I can't remember. Boxing Gossip. He just disappeared. Boxing Gossip. There was a bunch of us at the time. These Riyadh season fights are just the high end of the sport. Also, I don't think these events expand the sport, but more for political reasons for Saudis to present a friendly face. You know Ade? Of course I know Ade. Guys are jokers. Of course I know Ade. PSB Sports. Yeah. I remember once me and Ade sat together, Tyson Fury versus Derek Chisora 2, and we were at the I can't remember the place we were now. That's where Tyson Fury said, "If you don't like if you don't like what's been said, change the channel." Something like that. He said, I was there. I was asking questions. Shane from the channel that is now a manager. Yeah, I know him too as well. All them dudes were back in the day, all like 2020. Yeah, 2020, 2019, 2018. Yeah, them dudes. All them dudes. All of them. Yeah, all of them. And even what's his name? This other dude. Listen, you gotta remember, back in the day, when I had the time, we had Peter Fury on live show of Peter Fury, Dave Allen, Eddie Chambers, myself. Come on. Shane wasn't in the CIP. Kate, your story about Barry Jones was so funny. Yeah. Barry Jones, of course. Steve Bunce, all them. I know all them dudes. All them dudes. Yeah. See. Yeah. Do it for Free Brigade. Do it for Free Brigade. Yeah. That's what he did. I remember that. I don't know why he went that way, but all good. It's because I remember, you should remember all the days where I was getting information before he was getting information. I remember once I was getting information about Floyd Mayweather and Miranda. It's Miranda, and the gloves. And I was getting information for America. He was on a live broadcast, and I was getting information before he was about the gloves. I said, "There's a problem with the gloves in America." Do I still talk to Asgi? I've no reason why I wouldn't talk to him. I've been out of the country for 3 years, so yeah, 3 years is a long time. And then before that, we had lockdown, so consider it 4.5 years. Before that, I wouldn't have saw Asgi. I wouldn't have met him, and we had lunch up his neck of the woods. Asgi and a couple other guys. We sat down. We had, I think we were, is it Nando's we went together or Harvester? Yeah, we sat down and had a big meal together. Yeah. What's happened, Sporting Icons? Oh, I don't know. Happy New Year, Taylor. Fish Eyes, Frank. Yeah, I know Frank Warren as well. Frank Warren, Eddie. I prefer Frank, to be honest. I always preferred working with Frank. Nice. Had the pleasure of being in one of those limousines that take the fighters from the hotel to the press conference. So when I came in with Carson, oh, so funny. I came with Carson. I came with Carson Jones and his team. That was so funny. So I was able to see behind the scenes of a press conference how it works. That was amazing. I did it again with Bermain Stavern, and then fight night as well. When all behind the scenes in the dressing room, I saw everything there. And then I walked out with Bermain right behind him when he fought Joe Joyce. I mean, I got to see so much stuff behind the scenes of boxing, and I got to meet Brian Custer and all the American crew as well. Oh man, great stories, man, great stories. Great stories. Wingy. Oh my God, Wingy boxing. Another legend. I think he's into gaming now, Wingy actually. Wingy's into gaming now. Yeah, and he did do a bit of boxing coming back, but don't know. Sporting icons. I wonder what happened. Well, wasn't he? I think wasn't he? What? I don't know. He had. I don't know. He seemed to have good connections. I don't know. Sometimes you get a new job. I don't know. It could be all sorts of things. Yeah. Good stuff. Good times. Good times. And if I had the time and I had the energy, then trust me, I'd be on it. But I don't have the time and energy for that anymore. I think I did all that stuff back then. It was fun. It was enjoyable. I got to learn a lot about the sport. I still keep in touch with James Eder Bashir, Uncle Bashir. I keep in touch with quite a few trainers. I still keep in touch with. But yeah, good stuff. Right, you guys. It was good to see you all again. Did you meet James Holder? Yeah, I met him as well. People used to say that Ty and Booth ran Wingy off his boxing channel because of his trolling videos. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? It's a funny world. This boxing world is very funny world. Very funny world. Only the mentally strong and people that believe in themselves stick around. I do it because I love what I do. I enjoy what I do. I love talking about the sport. And now I don't give a damn what anybody thinks. I just say how I feel. Um, that's how it is. You just got to be mentally pretty strong. I just enjoy life now. Yeah, well, that's probably pretty true there. If Anthony's saying it, it's probably pretty true. One thing, uh, Joshua Boatsi, still don't rate him. Joshua Boatsi versus, I think, Callum Smith is a fight to be made. But more interestingly, Anthony Yard. I'm going to close on Anthony Yard. What the hell happens to him now? This is rock and hard place. Is he going to go back to boxer? He can't run back to Frank. I mean, he didn't look good in his last fight. He's in a real difficult place there. Real difficult place. Anthony Yard is finished. Sporting Icons disappear with AJ's meltdown. How fault. When you base your channel on one particular fighter, you're in trouble. I remember, let me just close on this. I remember one guy in particular. Well, I don't see why Yard couldn't go to America and fight in America or fight in Europe. Good question. It would be nice to see you get on with Turkey. Yeah. Um, I was just gonna say something there. Something somebody said. I was gonna jump on it. I remember. Now this will take you back a bit. This is still probably the biggest YouTube war I have ever seen. It was Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao. YouTube channels got closed down because Manny Pacquiao got beat by Floyd Mayweather. I was in that mix. I remember that. I remember that. Oh my God. The wars between these were real proper. These people. I mean, I remember. I don't think it happens so much anymore. Maybe I'm not watching YouTube. I remember when people would call other people out on YouTube channels, like to test their knowledge on boxing, and would actually rip one another, like literally, completely downgrade a man. Oh my God! Do you remember those days? I mean, those YouTube streets were savage. Do you remember those days? A particular Yard gets knocked out in the next big fight, quite possibly. Who could forget that crazy? Oh my God! This YouTube channel versus that YouTube channel. Who's got Blood Boxing lost so many channels because of that war? Yeah, I love Blood Boxing. I love them guys. All them guys, all them American. I got on really good with all those American guys. I got on good. There's only one idiot, but he was blatantly racist. But all the other channels, right? All the other American channels, I got on really well with. Connected really well with the American channels. Really did, really did. I don't know. It's because I was affiliated at that point in my life with an American that kind of made things connectable or not more connectable. I don't know, but yeah, blood boxing. Um, God, there's so many body bang, body bangers, head bangers, or body bangers, something like that. And there was a guy that used to have, I can't remember the game, Big Ragu. He was amazing. Big Ragu style. Big Ragu was the legendary Big Ragu. Big Ragu would come on, right? He was it inspired me into boxing, right? Boxing, watching YouTube, right? Big Ragu would come on and he would do boxing previews and then he would do breakdowns and he would give you keys to victory. Big Ragu was the legend. I salute wherever you are in the world, Big Ragu. I salute you. Big Ragu was the man. And then there were four guys back in the day as well, um, and they were really good. Like four American guys, four black American guys, and they were really good because they go around one another's houses and they would talk boxing. And there was always one dude in there who just didn't know anything about boxing. I don't know if he purposely didn't know about boxing. I can never name the four guys. And like they play video games and they'd be talking boxing like live. It was just really organic stuff. So they'd talk about boxing, talk about women, they talk about street life, they talk about education. But yeah, when they had some savage conversations, and I just laughed my head off. And you were there because the guys had great personalities first, and the boxing conversation was cool. But it's just that, and they all had their own personalities. First shape boxing, Ashley Knuckles, no, wasn't those guys. There was for them, not pound for pound boxing, but it had a name, catch a name for them, and they were top top of yeah. Ashley Knuckles, I remember, and there was another guy's Wade. His name, black guy. I think, and he got ill. Julian Williams. Is it Julian Williams? Julian Williams. He was pretty dope as well. Julian Williams. Yeah. Yeah, those guys knew about boxing. Like they didn't talk boxing because, and they'd straight up tell you, yeah, I like this guy. That's why I like. He's my favorite and stuff. Like they'd tell you straight up. But when they just talked about boxing and they related to the old school fighters, and they could give you history, and they could also, man, man. And then you had Kurt Sugar, rest in peace. Kurt, when I was building that BWTM, we are gonna have that big BWTM empire, and we had at one point we had Blue Blood Sports back in there, Blue Blood Sports, and there's about 4 or 5 channels kind of linked in, and we'd all link up together. We share information, and then one dude who I had managing it messed it all up. He messed it all up because we were building, had the European side of it. He was covered by Eugene. This other guy was going to do the American side of things, and they just all messed it up. Ego, pride, chasing money, not willing to put the work in. Oh man. Anyway, all the best 2025. I'm chasing my level 4 this year. That'll be my last level in cricket. So I'm looking forward to that. It's a big year. Big year. So lots of opportunities. So let me stop here. Guys, love you all. Great to see. YBC was a mess. Yeah, that's it. The YBC. That's it. The YBC. Man, I love the YBC, man. The YBC, man. The YBC, man. Thank you very much. It's the last level in cricket. So that's Master Coach, level 4. Coached by Gary Kirsten himself, the man who won the World Cup with India, took India to number 1 in the world, won the IPL. Gary Kirsten, my coach. So I'm going to be doing my level 4 with him, hopefully in April. That's the time. January's a bit too early for me. I've got some other things I'll be signing with. Fingers crossed, I might even be signing with a Caribbean Cricket Club in 2025. That'll be something interesting as well. But lots to talk to you about later. Don't forget to check me out on my gaming channel. I'm there more times than not. If you want to know how to get into the gaming channel, where will you do it? Probably in England. Probably in England. I mean, I'd like to go to South Africa and do it with Gary, but I don't know. This next 6 months are going to be very interesting with the current job I have now and at Lords. No, bro, not at Lords. You mean I started my cricket career at Lords with Middlesex? Yeah, it's 25 years I've been doing it. So 25 years ago, I was at Lords starting cricket coaching. Got my level 1, then got my level 2. Yeah, I got my level 1, and then yeah. So yeah, but I started at Lords, so I'll be more likely working with the Three Swords this year. Well, I've already started working with the Three Swords. I'm not telling you who they are, the Three Swords, so you'll have to go and do some research to find out who the Three Swords are. Yeah, it's not a club. That's the biggest hint there. Right, anyway, I gotta go before I say too much. I don't know who else is watching. Take care. Much love to you all. Happy New Year, and big up to you all. You all go out there and achieve your goals and achieve your dreams. And yeah, leave your comments in the comment section. I'm out. This has been BWTM Sports. Don't forget to subscribe to my BWTM Gaming. Check out the gaming channel. I'm always there, and I'm always happy to sit down and talk boxing in there as well. I'm on there 3, 4, 5 hours at a time sometimes, probably up until the 6th of January where I go back to work. So I'm working. I've got a Bromley FC side, and on my Bromley FC side, I've got I scouted players from the Philippines, India, Pakistan, Thailand, uh, South Korea, and China. I got a couple of Jamaicans and 2 Trinidadians. See, I've got a real international side. All youth players. We knocked out Man United out the FA Cup. We knocked Liverpool out the FA Cup. We then knocked Man United second year at the FA Cup. So now we're in the Championship. So we just won our, I think it's BSM, the Bristol, what is the BSM Cup we just won at Wembley, 2-0. So yeah, check it out. Great to have you over there subscribed. You just check out, just go into the playlist. You can see me there. All right, I'm out. Take care.